We're good.
We're good.
Yep.
All right, this is Group 10. We're doing issues with officiating by Ryan, Monquel, Raphael, and Jackson. This is the introduction of officials. Sports officials are really good at their jobs as they usually get 90% of their calls correct, and they are important to the integrity integrity and smooth operations of sports. Unfortunately, when sports officials don't make the correct call, that is when reactions from players, coaches, and fans come into play. Throughout this presentation, the goal is to discuss the issue with officiating and some possible resolutions to those problems. Histories of officials. The history of officiating dates back to the first Olympic Games in Athens, and they were called the Hell and No Dikai, meaning the judges of Greeks. According to the editorial title, the introduction to the special issue, officials in sports, it states that the judges of the Greeks were responsible for selecting the athletes, supervising their training, coordinating the drawing lots, referring the competition, and deciding on transition of its was required.
Oops. The history of NFL officials. So the NFL started off in 1920, and they had three officials: the referee, the umpire, and the linesman. In 1929, the field judge was introduced, and they are in charge of enforcing the rules and regulations regarding pass interferences and illegal blocks. In 1947, the NFL added a back judge to oversee the downfield passing game. And then in 1965, the NFL added the line judge to ensure that a QB didn't throw the ball after crossing the line of scrimmage. In 1978, the NFL added the side judge to ensure that everyone was an eligible receiver that was supposed to be an eligible receiver. And in 2014, the NFL added the down judge to direct the chain crew and watch for false starts. And the NFL pretty much what they do if they're officiating is that they assign them up in the crews, and then they have the same people doing the same exact job, and they just rotate between games or like their designations every week, but they have the same job. Working conditions for the officials. There are a lot of physical demands for officials. High physical intensity, as there is a lot of running, standing, and even skating in regards to hockey officials. Officials are required to travel frequently for games as it can be very intense for officials, especially in baseball, basketball, and hockey, unlike football where they have like weeks off. Officials are also at risk for injury, especially in contact sports like football, basketball, and hockey, where you could easily be on the wrong side of a hit or a fight or something like that. Officials deal with irregular hours, including nights and weekends, and may not be. It's going to be difficult for them to see family members in that time span. Mental wellness of officials. They deal with high pressure as they officiate in high stake games, and that can cause mental exhaustion. Decision making under pressure can be tough, especially if you have a mindset of second guessing yourself. They must make instant judgment decisions that may positively or negatively impact the game. Officials deal with backlash of some of their calls from athletes, coaches, media, and fans. Few leagues provide stress management programs or psychological support. And in this image, you could see like it's a coach and a player like having a disagreement with an official.
Common issues with officiating.
Saturday and watch. Totally.
Common issues with officiating includes inconsistent calls, bias or perceived bias, lack of communication, and missed calls. Enforcing rules, standardizing competition, and keeping sports safe for all participants. They are necessarily part of the sport workforce.
The SEC championship. All the other games have a 3-hour spread.
Common issues with officiating. First is managing players' aggression. Officials must establish their authority early by setting clear expectations. And I have a video here to show an example.
That is number 6 first.
Such a good job with this rush. Comes inside, but Stewart's able to get him down. That's a true freshman, just making a freshman mistake. Can't get over the quarterback and taunts him. You just got a big play. You just got off the field.
Well, he did more than taunt.
Celebrate with your teammates, not in the face of the opponent.
And Ole Miss just runs it straight ahead with 10.
As you can see, that was very uncalled for. And the ref did an amazing job by calling that. There's no need for that. Just play football. But here's the second thing, handling crowd pressure. Officials should focus on the game and tune out distractions from the stands. Here's another example.
The football, the entire.
Yeah, the students are now raining bottles down here. This is unfortunate. This is going to delay the game. That's the student section down there in the corner. They're not going to win the Taco Bell contest at this rate.
No.
But I'd say, look, these guys have a tough job, especially on these plays on the edge. But calls like that can influence outcomes. Sarkisian down there pleading with them to stop doing that. There are hundreds.
As you can see, not only did they make a fool out themselves, they also got fined for $250,000 for that.
It is another edition of the Bark Tank, everybody. We are presented to you by Sugar.
Making controversial calls. Officials should regularly study the rules of their sports and review potential game scenarios to sharpen their decision-making skills.
Issues in collegiate and professional sports. Officiating issues in sports impact games, stakeholders, and fans significantly. Inaccurate calls can unfairly influence outcomes, rankings, and team performance. Missed calls involving dangerous fouls, raising players' safety concerns, potential causing injuries, or escalating aggression on the field. For fans, controversial decisions often spark frustration and erode trust and fairness, and as loyalty to their team amplifies perception of bias against opponents. These challenges underscore the need for consistency and accurate officiating to ensure fair play, protecting players, and maintaining trust among fans, fostering a positive sports experience for all stakeholders involved. Digital officiating platforms are transforming sports by combining high-definition videos, wearable sensors, and AI-driven analytics for accurate real-time decision-making. These systems leverage cloud-based technology and 5G connectivity to deliver instant review, minimizing game delays. Key innovation includes centralized replay hubs, VAR systems in soccer, and Hawkeye technology widely adapted across sports. Hawkeye, a leader in the space, collaborates with 23 of the top 25 sports leagues and federalization public globally. As the creator of VAR, Hawkeye enhanced accuracy and fairness in officiating, setting a new standard for technology integration in sports. This ensures faster, more reliable, and transparent outcomes. Officiating problems in high-stake games can damage public trust, spark controversy, and overshadow athletic achievements. Preserved unfairness or inconsistency undermines legal integrity, reducing fan engagement and viewership. Poor officiating also risks sponsors partnerships as brands favor reputable organizations. However, leagues that proactively address these challenges with technology, training, and transparency can build trust and enhance their reputation. Ensuring consistency and accurate officiating safeguard fair play, upholds sportsmanship, and maintains and entertainment values crucial to fans and sponsors' satisfaction. By prioritizing integrity and fairness, leagues protecting their credibility and ensuring long-term success in a competitive sport industry. League representation is vital for the credibility and success of the collegiate and professional sports. Officiating issues, particularly in high-stake games, can undermine public trust, spark controversy, and direct for athletic achievements. Perceived unfairness or inconsistency damages leagues' integrity, potentially lowering viewership and fan engagement. Additionally, poor officiating can deter sponsors from seeking partnership with reputable organizations. Proactivity measures such as adapting technology, improving training, and ensuring transparency helps leagues address these concerns, fostering trust and ensuring their images. Consistent, accurate officiating is essential to maintaining fair play, upholding sportsmanship, and preserves the entertainment value that fans and stakeholders expect.
Possible solutions for better officiating. We think referees should go through a mandatory training of every 5 years just to know new rules that have gone and come through the 5 years. They should not only be taught the league they're in or the league they're studying to be an official in, but they should also as well do youth leagues, mid-major leagues, and major leagues, just so they have an idea of all the type of leagues if they want to go down or up when they're officiating. They should as well be tested every year for mandatory rules and new rules in their preferred league, just so they have an idea and an overview of all the rules they should call or the certain rules they should not call.
The automated ball strike challenge system. So the MLB has been in the testing phase of the strike challenge system. It's called the automated ball strike challenge system, or ABS for short. The umpires still call the games per usual, but teams have limited challenges where they can ask for a pitch to be reviewed, a ball or strike, using the Hawkeye system. The MLB is currently testing the system in AAA, and according to Thomas Harrigan, MLB reporter, Rob Manfred, the commissioner of MLB, states that the installment of the ABS system would likely be delayed until at least 2026, citing technical issues in terms of the operation in the system. This helps umpires out because even though they are the best in the business, making the right call 90 to 95% of the time, that 5% really hurts them when they're not wrong. So this can help the calls be more efficient 97 to 100% of the time. And here is a video demonstrating on how the system works.
We have seen the ABS challenge put to use, and I got to tell you, It's immediate technology, Raul. I'm enjoying the way this is coming across. What do you think?
It's fast, and it happens, and especially on egregious calls or borderline pitches in leverage counts, or something that could shift the count. It's absolutely a weapon if you use it correctly.
So how it works is players, when they want to challenge a call, pitchers either tap the sign of their hat, or hitters like tap the side of their helmet, and then it goes right to review and works in like 2-3 seconds and shows where the pitch was approximately located.
Case studies on controversial calls, official calls, the Tuck rule. In the 2001 AFC divisional playoff game, everybody thought Tom Brady fumbled the ball after Charles Woodson sacked him from behind and stripped the ball away from him. But it's actually called a rule called the Tuck rule by officials, which means if a quarterback arm is moving forward when losing possession of the ball, it is ruled an incomplete pass rather than a fumble. So whenever a quarterback is tucking into their armpit and elbow area, and during this time, it was ruled the Tuck rule. The officials were heavily criticized for this call because it led to the Patriots win and ultimately them winning the Super Bowl later that year. And most of the referees that refereed that game did not return to Oakland because they were afraid for their own safety. The rule was later abolished in 2013. Another controversial official call, the Malice in the Palace. The Malice in the Palace was an unnecessary event where Ron Artest and Ben Wallace got into an altercation after a foul that could have easily been escalated. The referees admitted to not stopping the altercation before it got too big, and it soon escalated between fans, coaches, and a lot of the players. One of the fans threw a cup at Ron Artest when he was laying on the table, and that ultimately got him and many other players suspended when they went into the stands to attack fans that threw that at him. Between all the players involved, there were 146 games total, and a lot of the players missed the playoffs as
well. Case studies on controversial official calls. 2019 NFC Championship between the Rams and the Saints. An obvious and missed pass interference call against the Rams, which would lead to the Saints' elimination from the playoffs, and it would cost them a trip to the Super Bowl. If this call were to have been made, it would have given the Saints a first down in the red zone and a chance to score a touchdown to win the game and go to the Super Bowl. This led to controversy on how a single missed call impacted the game, a season, and fan trust. NFL even admitted that the no call in the field was the incorrect call, but their excuse was there's human error. But unfortunately, human error can't fix that season. Officials make mistakes that can have long-term consequences for teams, players, and their fan bases. Case studies on controversial official calls. Armando Galarraga, near perfect game. In 2010 against the Cleveland Indians, Armando Galarraga was 1 out away from having his name in the history books, but he was denied that chance at history due to a completely incorrect call. Armando Galarraga had retired 26 straight Cleveland Indians batters and forced a weak ground ball to first base. Miguel Cabrera, the first baseman, flipped into Galarraga, and the umpire, Jim Joyce, ruled the runner safe, even though he was obviously out, and he even had a good angle at it. This lost a perfect game in the no-hitter for Galarraga and his chance at being in the history books. Jim Joyce, after the game, had a public apology for missing the call after reviewing the play, and also made a public apology to Galarraga too. This call is one of the most controversial calls in baseball history, showing the mistakes that can happen in high-pressure situations. This incident led up to debate if instant replay was needed in baseball, and also helped out with getting that started, and also with other sports as well. Here's all of our sources that we have used, and thank you for watching our presentation.